want to talk to you guys about some things that I don't like about my CBR1000RR. The main thing, there's not too many things I don't like about this bike, honestly, but the main thing I don't like about this bike is the way it's built. Like, it's too compact and too many parts and too many, you know, fairings. And you know, I like to get my hands dirty. I like to work on my bike, you know, change the oil, change, you know, anything I can change, you know. I'm no mechanic by any means, but I love working on my bike and on my car as well. Now, this is the main thing. Every time I want to change something, the fairings on the side, at least, and they're made of so many pieces. You know, back in the day there used to be one fairing in the front, one on one side and one on the other side, and now this one is made out of like right and left side. Each one of them are made like 3 parts or so, which is ridiculous. It takes a very long time and, you know, a lot of patience to take them off and put them back on. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Another thing which can be included in the same category, but I changed the antifreeze the other day. I wanted to put some engine eyes so I can do the track days, you know, because people don't let you do track days if you have the regular antifreeze. The problem is that if you wreck your bike on the track, that antifreeze is very slippery, and you know, therefore you cannot use that factory antifreeze when you go on the track. You need to have some engine eyes or something else. I don't know, water. I wouldn't put water, but anyway. So I changed it. I put some engine eyes. I had to take all the fairings off except the front fairing, just to be able to access the radiator cap, which is here somewhere underneath. Then on the, I don't know how we call it, the expansion bottle, whatever, you know, that's situated under the rear seat, like in the rear shock area. In order to change that, you know, to replace that, to drain it and put a new one, you have to take every single part of the back assembly off, like the wheel, the swing arm and all that, just to access that, you know, bottle, whatever you call it. That's a real pain in the ass. Another thing I don't like about this bike is the fact that it's kind of cramped. I mean, all these bikes are cramped for me, you know, for my size, 6'4", but everybody complains about this bike being cramped. You know, I learned to live with it because being so tall, so big, I have this issue with every single bike I ride, unless I, you know, every sport bike or super bike I ride. You know, it's not a big deal. The advantage is that it's so light, you know. They made it so cramped to be so small and light and nimble. So I guess it's also a good thing, you know, being so cramped. Now, another thing I don't like about it, it's more of what people complain about it, actually, it's the power. People say that, you know, it doesn't have enough power, like compared to whatever you want, an R1 or GSX-R or ZX-10R. Those are 200 horsepower bikes. This is 190 horsepower. I'm gonna tell you what, unless you're like a Rossi or whoever, you're not gonna notice the difference in power. Or even if you notice the difference, it's not really gonna make a difference. It doesn't matter. 10 horsepower, you know, it's like 5% less power than the other bikes, which is nothing, because they're like 200 horsepower bikes. 5% is nothing. It really doesn't mean anything. The problem that I have is with the power band. I'm gonna have to flash tune this bike. I don't like it the way it drives, like at all, at low RPMs. I know all the bikes have problems at low RPMs, all these super sport, super bikes. But this one doesn't run smooth at all when it's low RPMs, you know. And that's annoying. When you're in traffic, it's really annoying. Also, when you reach like 7,000 RPMs, especially in higher gears, like, I don't know, third, fourth, fifth gear, there's a huge power drop. You know, your gas is full open and it accelerates, and then, you know, like, the engine stops for a second, half a second, and then takes it back on. That's very annoying. Another bad thing, let's say, again, you know, you can probably fix this with a flash tune, or if you change the power mode. But I didn't get the 1000cc bike just to put the lowest power that this bike has. I want the highest power. I want all the power all the time. But it's a ride-by-wire truck, you know, and let me tell you, it's extremely jerky. It's very jerky. You know, like you barely move it. Now you're not gonna feel it because I'm in the 6th gear, but when you're in first, second, you know, you're barely gonna touch the throttle, and it's gonna jerk you a lot. One thing I don't like about this bike, again, this is for the 2017 and 18. In 2019, they solved that issue, let's say. You know, you have the power mode, traction control, and engine brake. The problem is the wheelie control is integrated in the traction control. So, if the traction control is on, the wheelie control is on, basically. That's kind of annoying. I would have loved for it to have separate controls, you know, separate, you know, menus for that. The 2019 has the wheelie menu separate, you know, from the traction control. I mean, now, you know, I like to ride it with the traction control on power 2. It's from 0, which is off, all the way to 9. So on 2 is not that big. But, you know, I had it interfere on the track on 2, on corner exit. But then on the straight line, it cuts your gas. And that's very annoying, you know. I wish the anti-wheelie, basically that's how it's called, would be a standalone menu, you know. You would be able to choose that. I cannot, unfortunately. Another thing I wish this bike came with was quick shifter and auto blip. I never had a quick shifter or auto blip on any of my motorcycles, but that's the thing that I need to get. I heard it's extremely good, extremely useful. The thing is that this bike is set, it's preset to have a quick shifter, but it's an option. It's just optional, you have to pay extra. So if you go in the menu, you have the quick shifter menu, and you just need to plug the quick shifter if you have one, and then just set it from the menu how you want it, up and down, you know. So that's very cool. But I didn't know when I got the bike, the quick shifter on this bike, it's around $600, you know, which, man, I understand it's like a genuine quick shifter and whatever, but $600 for one, damn, that's expensive. That's expensive. Anything else I didn't like about this bike was like design related, let's say. I didn't like the mirrors, you know, I took them off, I put these handlebar mirrors. I didn't like the, you know, the tag holder, whatever you call it. You know, I just took it off, I put a new one from Amazon. The other things, you know, they're just mods that you can do. It's just based on your preference, so it's not a big deal. But overall, this is a very good bike and I'm very happy with it. I only have like 2,000 miles on it since I got it, but a very good bike overall. Thank you guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section if you have any questions or if you think I should improve it away. I hope you guys have a nice ride out there. Peace.